Good evening, guys. Good evening. Pray all is well. Super excited about tonight's message that God has placed on my heart. Continuing in the series and the message that I preached a few weeks ago. This is how it is now, but my story is not over yet. This is how it is now, but my story is not over yet. It says that when Paul sees the man who is crippled, he's been this way his entire life. If you're tuning in, hit that share button. This word is for somebody. He says when he sees the man who is crippled and he has been this way his whole life, he makes eye contact with him. And he says, it says in the word that in the context in Acts chapter 14, that Paul realizes that this man has the faith to be healed. And it says he speaks to the man and he tells him to stand up and walk. It says the man leaps. He leaps. He gets up and he begins to walk. Paul speaks and declares the word. The man has the faith and believes. Paul says, stand up and walk. And it says the man gets up. He says he jumps up. He jumps up and begins to walk. What is the message for you guys tonight? This is a great one. This is so powerful. God is speaking to me right now. As I was riding home and I was working on the message, was already prepared, but God began to whisper a word into my spirit. And he says, Marcus, there's an alternative. I was like, what, God? He says, there's an alternative. What am I telling you? Man, there are people right now watching this video. And if you're not watching right now, you may be watching later. You're going to receive a blessing that you're going to receive a blessing. And the way you're going to get it, you're not going to have to go through what everybody else did in order to receive it. You're not going to have to go through what everybody else did in order to receive it. It says the word that Paul spoke to the man, he says, get up and walk. The man jumps. What am I telling you? Well, Marcus, I don't understand. I don't get it. Guess what? The man didn't have to go to rehabilitation. He didn't have to learn how to walk. He didn't need a cane. He didn't need a stroller. He didn't need a walker. When the word was declared, he had the faith, he believed, and then he walked. So what am I telling you? Man, you're about to receive something, and the thing you're going to receive, the blessing that you're going to receive, you ain't going to have to go through what everybody else did in order to obtain it. You ain't. Somebody's on the verge of a promotion. You ain't gonna have to go through all those other positions in order to get to that higher position that you desire. So somebody right now, God said it's an alternative. You're going to receive your healing, but you ain't gonna have to go through chemotherapy in order to be healed. There's an alternative. I don't know what it is and what it is. God says research. You're going to get yours, but you ain't going to have to go through what everybody else did in order to obtain theirs. Your peace, he's going to restore it. That joy, that love that you have been seeking. You're going to receive yours, but you ain't going to have to go through what everybody else did in order to obtain it. That man of God that you have been praying for, that woman of God that you have been praying for, you ain't going to have to wait no more years. You ain't going to have to wait. You ain't going to have to wait no more months. God is going to bless you with him and her. They're going to walk into your presence. It's going to be love at first sight. And then y'all gonna chase love at last sight. What is love at last sight? Every day that y'all wake up, y'all love each other more than the day before, more than the week before. Every day that you see each other, it's going to be a love that is greater, that intensifies, with every day that passes. That is the message. I don't know who it's for, but I know it's for somebody. You're about to receive something, and you ain't gonna have to go through what everybody else did in order to obtain it. That is the message for you guys tonight, man. Be blessed, be encouraged, continue to hold on to God's unchanging hand and realize, man, that he's working. He's working. Don't give up, don't quit, don't give in. You are on the verge of that thing that you desire.